I'm a sniper, and we have a sniper team. It happened to be on that deployment, we had 2 sniper teams with 1 platoon, which normally is not the case. And so, but we knew it was going to be super hot, and they kept us there for...
That was a busy platoon.
Wait, what year was this? Was this 06?
This was...
We're always one per.
Okay, that was a great deployment, man.
No, we were 1 per company.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So you were attached with us then?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a great deployment.
Yeah,
so you know what stories I'm talking about on the striker and the gunner, 50 caliber?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was some good stories, man. It was good times. It was good times.
Coming in and landing on this house, and we land on the X, like right on the house with Blackhawks. So we got
that's not good
four
too.
Blackhawks.
That means y'all was confident. We take
yeah.
this.
Bro, that's
when you land on the X, you know you taking that.
No, that's good shit for us. I don't know about you, but I love like when we're landing on the X about to go hit something. Bro, I just hated fucking walking like 8 clicks, bro. I'm sorry, dude.
And landing on the X, for people who don't know, is like when you land within 100 meters of the target.
Just
if
rush
you land
the
on
son
the
of a
Y,
bitch,
you're landing within like 200 meters of the target. We try not to do that because 200 meters, that gives us a lot of time for the enemy to react.
Fortified.
Yeah, and so like, and then so you land in a helicopter on the X. So we land on the X, like we're like really fucking close.
I would land at the front door, bro.
Yeah, and so we come off. I come off the bird right behind the fire team. Atterbury and I are like running. We're the first fire team. The other team's coming in through the door from one of the other birds. We're coming to the side. There's this truck that's parked on the side.
Hold on,
of the
what
house.
mission was this, bro? I think I know what you're talking about.
It's Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
ID. Okay, gotcha. That was fucking crazy.
There's a dude. This basically was a meetup for all these dudes, foreign nationals that come into the country. We're getting financed. It was a meetup basically to get paid so they could go off and basically do their own suicide attacks all over the country. So it was like they were all coming in to meet up, get financed, and then they were breaking out and doing their thing. And we realized this, especially the financing thing.
And we went to go light
each
that
dude
ass
had
all the way up.
$10,000 in U.S. currency and $100 bills on him.
Some of y'all motherfuckers came home with a lot of money, huh?
What?
No. And so we...
they searched for that shit. They searched for that shit hardcore, bro.
This dude that was sitting in this truck, they basically had a security guy that was sleeping in the truck, like while this was going on, or laying in the truck. It was just one of those little like flatbeds that had the like rails that you put in the sides on the flatbed. He's laying in the back. Fire team comes up. This guy pops up, has a Glock on him, and starts popping rounds at the guys running at him as the helicopter's landing. I mean, it's middle of the night, browned out.
He's
probably scared shitless.
Bro, this was my moment where I said, Rangers are fucking badass, dude.
And so I see the first 2 guys in the fire team are running right behind Jake and I, and we're like back kind of offset from him. And this motherfucker had a delayed fuse IED on. So he pulled it, started firing. They smoked him. Thank God they hit him before because he fell back. And by the time he fell back, the blast then was going straight up.
Yeah. And it rolled off the house too, but it rolled off the house.
It was literally right next to the house. Yeah. And the guys at that point had just made entry into the house. We're in that room.
God.
So this guy blows up. A fireball comes through a window. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? The 2 guys that were that literally
making entry and
but
just
no, bodies are flying. You gotta tell
dude,
them,
it was fucking crazy.
Bodies are flying,
so
bro.
This guy ends up coming. He ends up blowing himself up, but like, firewall goes through the window. The truck is destroyed. The 2 guys that were in front of the squad, they get
big dudes too. Big
we're talking
guys,
like they're
man.
running and shooting this dude, and they get completely blown off. I watched them
completely
blown off their feet and like pushed back,
big guys, dude.
From it, and I'm like. Literally, Jake and I stop. Like, it's one of those where your stomach goes like, "Oh fuck, they're dead." They're dead. And then I see these 2 motherfuckers get up,
jump
up,
bro.
and they're crawling. And we go, "What?" And they're like crawling back. And like, oh my god! I mean, they had they had like singes and like a couple little pieces of like burns on their faces and
Hard
stuff. But, like,
motherfuckers,
they were
bro.
totally fine. We found this dude's head, except for lower jaw. Just his front teeth. Fully intact, everything else, head like 75 meters away out in the middle of the desert after that mission. We ended up I think it was 10 guys we ended up smoking. They almost, 7 out of 10 guys
because some of those guys, they went off into that little fucking...
They went into the wells. Yeah. You know the wells they dig in Iraq? The big they tracked them out. They went and tried to hide in the wells.
Bad
and
call,
the teams
bro.
were just like...
You dropped a grenade there.
Like, there's dudes literally with suicide vests on, like, treading water in the well, like, hanging on the sides. And they just walk up to, like... Oh, what's up, dude?
What's up, Pimpin?
I'm so jealous right now.
It was unreal. I mean,
Dude, was that not like, that was happening minus the IED or the suicide bomber, missions like that were every single day.
Dude,
every day, bro.
the last thing I want to say about that mission is, as a sniper, so we were just like pulling Overwatch. We're out in the middle of nowhere. We're doing all this stuff. All this shit's going on. Yeah, we were getting a little involved.
These guys
with
were
stuff.
gods, man.
But we went up on the roof, and the one thing I have to say with a sniper, you have to be willing to crawl through shit that you don't know you're crawling through. Because when I crawl up on the roof,
You gotta be a spider monkey.
we got up, like, hey, let's get up on this roof. And this was the few missions where we like actually rolled all 4 of us on that mission. Like, we did on some of them, but there was all 4 snipers on the mission. So we had 4 snipers on the mission. We're like,
normally
we're hooked up, dude. And so I'm like, hey, let's get up on this rooftop, because it's like the highest point in the whole area, because it's just a flat desert where we're at. And so we found like an old mattress frame, I think, and threw it up on the side of the house. Crawled up,
and
got
that's
up on
taking
the rooftop,
risks, bro.
and it's like very like on the roof. And we're like, okay, we'll just take it easy. And so we're crawling, but then I'm crawling around, and my arms and shit are starting to feel wet.
Moist. Yeah.
No, I'm like, oh, what is this?
I said
Why is it so
worst.
wet? And I got my little like pin light. I turned my little pin light on. It's that dude who just blew himself up. Basically, most of him is on top of the house
guts.
now, and so I'm like crawling, and I'm like literally crawling through this
man's guts.
This
Dude, the
dude.
worst I've been in was one of those little the shit trenches, the cess.
I hate
that's
those
the
little
worst I've ever.
trenches.
Dude, we were getting ambushed
fucked
in this
up with that
by a Dishka gun on the back of a pickup truck, and it's the biggest rounds I've ever seen. And they sounded they did
That's
not.
like one of the scariest.
Yeah,
I almost
dude.
got shot down in a helicopter with one. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, guys,
bro.
I guess this is the moment.
I remember sitting like taking cover, and this truck is like doing a drive-by, like from me to you, like maybe a few more feet, maybe a few more yards, dude. And it's like doing a drive-by, trying to swack us, and watching these big ass dish grounds smacking, dude. And that was my I'm gonna shit myself moment. And I was in that little shit trench, and I was like, man. They were asking, hey man, did you take, what is that pill, your malaria pill?
Oh, that Doxy.
Yeah, Doxy.
Yeah.
Negative, bro. Never took it. Never caught anything either.
Me either.
But those
I took
guys
that
who
shit.
took
I didn't
Doxy,
give a
it's
fuck
like
my
the
vision.
Yeah,
So that
dude.
was Primaquine and Methaquin.
Uh-huh.
They gave that to us, and they so Primaquin, and there's been mad studies that have come out about how it just totally
Mess
melts
dudes
people's
up.
brains, gives you depression, anger. I mean, there was SF guys that came back and like murdered their wives and stuff, and there was all this stuff, and then they just want to sweep that shit under the rug. No civilian doctor has like prescribed Primaquine for like years. Guess what? The army and the military still have it on hand to prescribe it to soldiers, and that is so jacked up because I took that stuff. They wanted us to take it like 2 weeks before deployment, and then they literally say, hey guys, you got to take this starting this 2 weeks before you go to deploy. And it was right before we were going to Afghanistan. By the way, you're not supposed to drink. Wait, you're telling an entire
And then they
battalion,
give you drinks.
You're telling an entire battalion of Army Rangers 2 weeks before they're deploying that
they
you're
can't
not
touch-
supposed to drink for the 2 weeks up to deployment, but you're supposed to take these malaria pills. Oh yeah, don't drink because they're really bad for your liver.
Bro.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
That's
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I think I've taken so much shit, like fucking vaccines and everything. I joke around with people. I've
You
been
get shots and they don't even
vaccinated
tell you what it is.
so
They're
much
just
No, when
shit.
I went to go
You
Yeah.
shut the light off, I glow in the dark. God, bro. I'm like, whoa.
Dude, when I went contracting, they're like, "Hey, you need these vaccines," and I was like, "Okay." And I didn't know really. They pulled up my old records, and they're like,
He's over
"Yeah."
here eating chips, bro.
Need some tips, B.
He's hungry. Why is he hungry?
Human, B. I'm hungry, B.
So I went in to go get vaccinated, and the nurse looks at my records, and she's like, "After these 3 vaccinations that I give you, there's literally nothing that the United States vaccinates for anything. Like you have them all. Like you're toast. There's nothing else that you
I got
get."
hepatitis.
Anthrax,
fucking
remember the
all that
7-shot
shit.
anthrax?
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I
Dude,
could
we
go
were
to
getting
fucking
pumped.
India and
We were
swim in
getting
that
pumped
river.
with
They
that.
say don't get into. I can get into that shit.
just be like,
They be like, no, white boy, get out. I'm like, nope.
I'm cool with me. Oh man.